Stop forcing connection. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my little corner. Today, we're going to talk about something we've all been guilty of at some point. That is forcing connection. You know, when you're holding on to something, someone, a friend, or a relationship, because you're too scared to let go, even when deep down you can feel it is not flowing naturally. Let's talk about why forcing connection is exhausting, what happens when you stop, and why the right people don't need forcing. Before we start that, let me tell you a quick story. I used to have this relationship that I hold on for dear life. I was doing all the checking, sending text messages, calling, getting worried when that person don't call back or when they don't respond to me. And every time I feel like I was carrying the whole thing and the whole energy myself, and it was one-sided. And one day it hit me and I asked myself this question: what if I stop doing all these things and stop reaching out? Will that relationship still exist? Sadly, the answer was no. But here's the twist. When I finally let go, I felt peace. No more forcing, no more overthinking, and no more draining myself for someone who wasn't meeting me halfway. And that's the thing about connection, because real one don't need forcing. Now, I'm going to be using some points based on this. Energy should flow naturally. Think about water. It just flows naturally, right? It doesn't beg rocks. It doesn't beg anything. It doesn't fight. It just finds its paths. And that's how real connection feels. Easy, natural, and safe. If you're constantly forcing connection, chasing response, or even convincing someone to care, that is not connection. That is attachment. And attachment often comes from fear of losing someone, fear of being alone, or fear of letting go, and thinking you won't find someone better or something better if you let go. When you're with someone better or the right person, you don't need to force any connection. You don't need to beg. You don't need to chase for replies. You don't need to overthink the silence. It just flows naturally and you feel safe around them. You give, they give, and the energy circulates. Why we force connection? Now, let's be honest. Why do we even force connections in the first place? Honestly, sometimes it is just fear. Fear of losing someone, fear of starting over, and sometimes it's just comfort. Like, I've known this person forever. How do I just let go? It feels like you're losing part of yourself. But here's the truth. Some people take up the space that the right ones are supposed to fill. You can't hold on to something that is breaking and expect something better to walk in. By forcing connection, you're actually blocking what's truly meant for you, the peace that comes with letting go. Here's the funny thing. When you stop forcing, peace shows up. Suddenly, you have all this energy that you are not wasting trying to make someone care or see your worth. You realize love, connection, and friendship are supposed to feel mutual. They are supposed to feel like home. They won't make you beg for present. They just show up because they want that, and that is peace. Now, don't get me wrong. Not every connection should be dropped the moment it gets tough. Life happens, people get busy, they go through things that you can't imagine. So sometimes it's worth fighting for those people that have been there for you, who show you love and consistency. So just because someone changed from that doesn't mean you just drop them out of the blue because you feel they are not reciprocating your energy anymore. Those are people that have been there for you, that will love you unconditionally, that will showing up for you. But suddenly they are not doing that anymore. You can fight for those kind of connection. But here's the key. In a real relationship, you're not the only one fighting. They meet you halfway. You both fight together to make it work. That is the difference between forcing connection and fighting for someone you love. Oh, to protect what is real. The practical steps. How do you know when to stop forcing? One, ask yourself this: am I the only one trying? Two, notice how you feel after interacting. Do you feel drained or uplifting? Three, try pulling back. If the relationship fades, then that's your answer. Connections should feel balanced. They should not feel like a full-time job. They should flow like water. So let me leave you with this. Stop forcing connection. The right people don't need convincing to stay in your life. Energy will just flow naturally and effortlessly. Do you agree with this, or do you feel every connection is worth fighting, even if it's draining you? Please drop your thought below. I would love to hear it. And if this resonated, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss on my next one. Stay inspired, stay curious. Until next time.